Hello there guys, welcome to another episode of Second Life Electronics. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you've probably seen from last week, we've unboxed the Amiga 500 that works well, but it could be upgraded. So we've ordered in what's called a PiStorm, which is a accelerator that's going to make our Amiga 500 run lightning quick and bring it into the 21st century. So let's get started. Okay then guys, so let's get started with this upgrade. We are actually going to be installing what's called a PiStorm, which is an accelerator for this Amiga 500, which uses a Raspberry Pi 3A+. So first off, we need to open up the Amiga. Basically, this PiStorm will actually replace the existing CPU that's in the Amiga and give us a huge upgrade, which you'll see when we do the benchmarks later on. So it's 6 screws to remove to take the top of the case off. Usually, obviously, we'd be doing this on the workbench, but as the Amiga is a bit of a big boy, and the workbench has currently got a lot of repairs on it, I figured we'd do it on the sofa instead. Okay, so that's the 6 screws removed. In theory, the top should now lift off. It has a bit of corrosion in there, but we should get all of that cleaned up. That's not a problem. I'm just going to unplug the keyboard. Now we'll just take that away. And then we need to take this shield off, which I believe is 4 screws. Oh, these are actually torque screws. So I'll just be right back. Okay. It looks like this has actually got a memory upgrade in it, possibly. Alright, let's see what size this is. Smaller than that. Okay, so it looks like it's a T10. So remove the shield. There's another one here. And then we've got to find where the last. I've got one here. Okay, so we just have to just gently prise this up. It's stuck in a few places, I think, where it's just not. No, there might be tabs. Yeah, it looks like there's these little metal tabs here. I just need to prise up gently. Oh, one more thing. Okay, so we're actually going to be removing the main CPU, which is this chip here. Now, from what I've seen online, so you literally just prise it up gently. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. Oh. Hardest part is only getting in to encourage it up gently. Been in there for a number of years. Now it's released a little bit on that side. So you try it the same down on this side now. Oh, okay. I'm going to be quite careful now. It's lifted on one side, but not on the other. As you can see, it's lifted up on this one side, but this other side is stuck quite solid. Carefully try and prise that out on this other side now. Okay. Seems good on that side. There we go. That's the original CPU removed. And we now check the orientation of the button, which will go that way. Yeah.
So okay, and then in theory, all we should have to do now is put the Raspberry Pi on top of that. And now let's go ahead and boot it up for the first time. Apparently, the first time you boot it up, it has HDMI output on the Raspberry Pi as well. I'm also going to grab the test TV from the lab. And then let's see if it actually is going to work. Okay. So just because it's the first time, we shall put the HDMI in. Apparently it does something unique on the first boot and then doesn't do it after that. As it gets itself set up for the first time. Okay, so let's set that there so I can power that up after the fact. Excuse me. Okay, so let's make sure we've got the test TV on. Just shot as best I can for you. Make sure that's set to HDMI. Which one have I put it into? HDMI 1, yep. Okay, here's the moment of truth. There we go, we've got PiStorm showing up on there. I don't know if he's going to boot any more than that at the moment. Don't seem to want to give us anything else at the present. Let's go investigate why that is. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Okay, so I refer back to the instructions from the seller of the PiStorm, and there's a link that they provide for the setup instructions, which I have now grabbed a copy of. So let's have a look and see if we can get it going this time. Okay, so we should see a rainbow-coloured screen on the HDMI monitor. We haven't actually got that, but we have got a mouse pointer there. So we are definitely getting something. Oh yes, there we go. That's definitely the Pi booting. Ah, there you go. There's the rainbow screen that we were told to expect. Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. I'm going to wait for this to finish booting up. I'm assuming at the moment, because we don't have any of the... Yeah, because we don't have any of the PiStorm software running at the moment, we're getting no display output on the actual Amiga at all. We're just purely working on the Raspberry Pi side of things at present. Okay, so... I've only got... Oh, there we go. There we go. So we want to run sudo raspi minus config. Oh, need the space in there. Okay. Then we're gonna the keyboard layout. Key to function is Alt-GR. Default. No compose key. I've already got the Wi-Fi credentials and stuff set up. We shouldn't really need to do that. The if config. Okay, so it's telling us how to do SSH into it. So now the final step to get things up and running, all of this is done from a command prompt, either locally on the PiStorm or over SSH, typing sudo apt-get. Okay, the space bar on this keyboard is not very good. Update. That just updates the package managers and knows what the available packages are. Okay, and then we want to do sudo apt-get install git. Oh, I'm going to space again. Git and lib sdl 12 minus dev. Oh, or is it SDL2? I think it's SDL2. Git is already the newest version. Let's get that SDL library down. Just installing that. Now, I believe the PiStorm that I got is already pre-flashed, so I shouldn't have to do the next step. So I want to git clone the GitHub repository. Spacebar again. As you can tell, this is a keyboard I don't use very often. Okay. CD PiStorm, and then let's make that. Oh, we've got an error there. Well, that's not going great. That's immediately erroring. Okay, so that's flashed it. Right, you can check if your PiStorm is working properly, running the following test. chmod +x / build _bugtest.sh /build bugtest.sh. Okay, so we're getting errors on this actually making. There's one of this minus m float minus abby equals hard. Okay, let me quickly go and have a look at that. Okay, we are back once again. So, doing a little bit of research, looks like this guide is, well, the one thing it doesn't tell you is that you have to make sure that you download a 32-bit Raspberry Pi OS, which I didn't do. So we're now going to try again, but this time I've got a 32-bit light version of the operating system, because we don't need all of the gumph of the GUI. I mean, once it's set up, I'm hoping to not have to use the Raspberry Pi again. Me. So we have to wait for this to boot up. And because I'm using the Raspberry Pi imager. Oh yes, I did mention it might reboot the first time. Reboot on the first one. It reboots automatically after resizing the file systems to your SD. Then we should be greeted with a login prompt. Okay, so we are in. Completed socket interaction for boot stage final. Okay. Let's update the packages. apt get install git and libsdl2 -dev. I wonder if I can adjust the display. Let's see if I can adjust the let's adjust the scale on it, really. There we go. This makes it so I can see the whole screen rather than stuff being outside of the screen. And once this is done, we're then going to redo that git clone. And hopefully when we make it this time, it will actually compile the emulator properly.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
One other thing I have noticed whilst we're waiting for this to store is when I put this shield back on, that's going to be very close to the Raspberry Pi. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with some Kapton tape or some insulation tape, something like that, just to insulate that, because I'm not happy with obviously having the Raspberry Pi with all of its pins touching straight onto this metal case. Okay, so now we're going to git clone github.com/Kapton minus Amy G dollar PiStorm.git into PiStorm. Space didn't come out again. There we go. I mean, it's only 12 meg for the whole of PiStorm, so we're not going to worry too much about storage on that now, are we? This looks better. I'm not getting any errors this time. Although we have still got an error now. Okay. So let me go and have a look and see where that is now. Yeah, so we're definitely getting another error. There's no such file or directory. Interface vmcs_host VCTV service. Okay, let's go and have a look at that, and I'll be back to join you again shortly. So a quick bit of Googling has suggested that it might be that we need to make sure that we install lib raspberry pi dev. So let's try and get that installed. Right. So we need to find what that package was called. So it's lib raspberry pi minus dev. Lib raspberry pi minus dev.
What out of that? You're climb out the door first.
So apparently the package is called lib raspberry pi minus dev. Okay, so let's have a look. It's not available but referred to by another package. This may mean that the package is missing, has been obsoleted, or is only available from another source. However, the following packages replace it. Okay, so it reckons lib dtov io. Was it 10? Lib dtov Okay. Okay, so done a bit more research. And it looks like it's because of the version of Raspberry Pi OS. So we're going to attempt something in here. If not, we'll have to redo the SD card yet again with with an older version, what they call the legacy version. So the instructions that they give you are definitely not ideal, really. So first off, we want libdrm -dev. We also want lib egl1 -mesa -dev. Lib gles2 -mesa -dev. And lib gbm -dev. Bloody spacebar. Then it says you just run make space platform all in capitals equals pi 3 underscore bullseye. Nope, and that is still failing again. Okay, so we're going to reformat the SD card once again, and this time we're going to use the legacy software, and hopefully we'll be up and running. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we've finally got it going. I've used an OS called Caffeine OS, not the OS I'd like to stay with eventually, but I've managed to prove that it is working. And there we go. So join us next time, and we'll see what else we can do to this Amiga to bring it up to the 21st century.